forget to recall, I'm sorry. Rồi, number 3, the third sentence. For many years, people have dreamt of setting up an international universal language which all people could speak and understand. So the third sentence, some people have wished for a universal international language that speakers all over the world could understand. So you see, in the next sentence, the arguments in favor of a universal language are simple and obvious. If all people spoke the same tongue, cultural and economic ties might be much closer and the goodwill might increase between countries. Their reasons are straightforward, simple. Okay, simple and obvious. So here, straightforward and clear. Simple as straightforward, obvious, clear. If all people spoke the same tongue, cultural and economic, a universal language would build cultural and economic bonds. It would also create better feelings among countries. Goodwill might increase between countries. So now, not in the same sentence, so you can express this one in a separate sentence. Okay, yes. So we have to look at this one. And then here we have the technique, just this. First of all, you have to read. Yes, you have to read the original passage carefully. Yeah, and after that, so you are taking note, write down. You take note. When you take note, you use the word form, you use different structure in order to paraphrase. Just this one. So you can see this is an example for paraphrasing. Okay, so paraphrasing and summarizing, they are the techniques for you to quote, yes, or to use or to refer to the author's other ideas in your assignment or in your assignment or in your report. Of course, with the citation, with in-text citation. Okay, yeah. Okay, so here we can have this one. Yes, so there are some steps then. Step 1, read the original passage several times. That's it. So you have to understand very, very carefully. Okay, yeah. Fully. You understand the original passage fully now. Look up unfamiliar words and find synonyms for them. If there are words that you don't understand, so you have to make sure you have to read several times. You have to use dictionary. You have to use your knowledge to understand. Okay, until you understand that fully. It may not be possible to find synonyms for every word. Technical vocabulary. So you have to keep the technical vocabulary. Right? In this case, use the original word. If it is technical vocabulary, if it is jargon, if it is what we can say as a terminology. If it is a terminology, if it is a jargon, so you keep the original word. Step number 2, taking notes. Write down only a few words for each idea, not complete sentences. Just write a few words, just write phrases. Yeah. Okay, so this is an example for you. This is the original version then. Right? This is original version. And then when taking note, we have an example for taking note now. Language people use to communicate. So many, difficult to understand one another. People wish universal international language. The reasons why people wish a universal international language. Cultural, economic bonds, better feelings between countries. And then you look at the notes here, you combine in order to produce a paraphrase. Yeah, in order to produce a paraphrase. Yes. It may be helpful to make a brief outline. You can make a brief outline. Then you look at the outline to read the. You look at the outline and then you read the paraphrase. Right. So you can make the language people use to communicate. Many languages make it difficult to understand one another. People wish for one universal international language. Reasons: cultural, economic bonds, better feelings between countries. That's step number 2. So for step number 2, yes, so we can have this one for step number 2. You take note. Step number 1, you read the original passage several times until you understand it fully. Step number 2, taking notes like this one, or you have the outline for this one. And step number 3, you write the paraphrase from the notes. You can see, right? So look at the notes, this one or this one. And then you just write the paraphrase. Don't look at the original while you are writing. Yeah, just because people say that you will write similarly, your writing will be similar to the original version or the original passage if you look at that while you are writing. Yeah, but to some people, they disagree. They say that they need to look at the original version in order to produce sentences differently from the original, from the sentences in the original passage. Okay, so it's up to you. You will decide this one. Look at the original version or without looking at the original version. But one thing you have to remember, you understand the meaning of the author fully. Yeah, understand his or her work fully. Understand their paragraph, understand their chapter fully. Okay. Step number 3, write your paraphrase from your notes. Don't look at step number 4. Check your paraphrase against the original to make sure you have not copied vocabulary or the sentence structure too closely. Above all, make sure that you have not changed the meaning of the original or give any wrong information. Make sure you have not changed the original meaning or give any wrong information. Please, not your opinion included in this one. Okay, or your own opinion needs to be excluded from the summary or the paraphrase. Okay, even though you don't agree with the author, even though that you don't agree with the you don't agree with Christopher, or you don't agree with someone, the author, I mean, but this is a summary, this is a paraphrase, so you have to respect, we can say that you have to keep the original meaning. Yeah, keep the original. Step number 5, add an in-text citation at the end. Yeah, so here we have in-text citation now. Kispert, this is in-text citation. But just because in this case, they do not provide the date, just that. Maybe, I don't know, why not? But now when you paraphrase or when you summarize and you read the book, you read the chapter, surely you have the name of the author and the date, publishing date, please. Okay, so you need to have this one. Yeah, so you need to have that. That's the name of the author, and then you have the publishing date. Okay, 1999, 2001, 2010, 2020, for example. Right, remember this one, yeah. Right. Okay, we can have the next one here. Yes. Just another example for you. Original version, there has been much debate about the reasons for the industrial revolutions happening in 18th century Britain. Yeah, rather than in France. There has been much debate about the reasons for the industrial revolutions happening in 18th century Britain rather than in France or Germany. I need to look at this one. Okay, good. So the paraphrase now. We can have this one, the original version, and then paraphrase. There has been much debate about the reasons for the Industrial Revolution happening in the 18th century, Britain, rather than in France or Germany. Why the Industrial Revolution occurred in the UK in the 18th century, instead of on the continent, has been the subject of considerable discussion. You can see there has been much debate, has been subject of considerable discussion. Okay, just that. So you can see this one. Another example for original version, for paraphrasing. Or you can have this one in your book, on page 46. This one is on page 46. Read the text below and then evaluate the 3 paraphrases. So you can have this one here. Yes, so this one. So now you have to read this, the causes of the Industrial Revolution. So this is the original paragraph. And there are 3. Page 46, your book. This is in your book. Page 46, trong sách mình nha mấy bạn. Mấy em xem cho trang 46. Your book at page 46, please. Okay, so you finish reading this. Now you just look at the 3 paragraph, the 3 summary on your book. Is it okay? You can read at the 3 paraphrase. 2009, I'll use this as a suspension. Okay, so one of you is using your mobile phone. One of you is using your mobile phone then. S21 Ultra of Tony lại đây. Who are you? Who are you? Tên gì đây bạn? What's your name, please? What's your name?
Dạ, hình như em á cô. Lê Đỗ Minh Tú. Lê Đỗ Minh Tú không?
Okay, so I will have it. Sorry, remove bạn ghê chứ. Sorry, đúng tiêu rồi. Mất rồi. Mất rồi. Chưa kịp đổi tên nữa mất. Đây, yes, so here. Lê Đỗ Minh Tú phải không? Lê Đỗ Minh Tú để cô đổi tên cho. Trên điện thoại bạn xài điện thoại.
Dạ em xin lỗi, hồi nãy em quên vô đổi tên đó cô. Tại hôm nay máy tính em bị hư.
Ok. Mobile phone. Okay, so now please we can have this one, and you look at the three. We can say something here. You look at the three version. Yes, which one is the best? So number one is the best. Number two and number three there. So what about this one? Let's xem ba cái đoạn paraphrase của họ của chúng ta sao nào? So the paraphrase is in your book. We've got this one. Yes. Oh, so this is an example for you. Yeah, so the first one, a focus on demand may help to explain the UK origin of the Industrial Revolution. At that time, workers' pay was high. So pay is the noun. You can see pay is the noun that means salary. It means salary. So workers' pay was high. Energy from coal was inexpensive. This encouraged the development of mechanical inventions based on steam power, which enabled bosses to save money by mechanizing production. And you can have the in-text citation, Allen, 2009. So the remark, quite good, but lack of precision. At that time, you can have this one. Yeah. So when, so here, at that time, this one. Yeah. So unsuitable register. Okay. Yeah. So we can have this one as an unsuitable register. We can have here as the word bosses. Yeah. So bosses, the original version then. Allen 2009 argued by the early 18th century. By the early 18th century, so at that time, no, it's not clear enough. Employers, so the employers are not the bosses. Bosses can be employers, but employers are not only bosses. Yeah, so for this one, and they say that this is a quite good, but lack of precision because of the phrase at that time. And the word bosses, so it's not a, what we can say, suitable here. What about the next one, B? What do you think of B? B. What do you think of B, please? The reason why. What's your idea of B? What's your opinion of B? The reason why Britain was the birthplace of the Industrial Revolution can be understood by analyzing demand in the early 1700s. Okay, 1700s. 1700s là gì? By the early 18th century. 18th century là 1700s. Phải không? That's it. Okay, okay, so we can have the next one. With this one, this is the best one. And the structures. What about the structure? What about the structure, please? Different structure, huh? Yeah, so that's for different structure. But necessary to keep the original order of the sentences. Yeah. The reason why Britain. Now look at the original structure. We can have the original structure here. The reason why Britain was the birthplace of the Industrial Revolution can be understood by analyzing demand in the early 1700s, according to Allen 2009. So the two sentences. Yes, so that's in this case, so combine the two sentences. Okay, so that's combine the two sentences in this. Combine the two sentences, the first and the second. That's hai câu đầu tiên là vô được cái câu thứ nhất thôi. Okay, according to revolution, the birthplace revolution. Chúng ta đối chiếu với bản gốc ha. Next one, the mechanization of industry through such inventions as the steam engine, mechanical spinning was profitable. He maintains that uniquely Britain, in British economy, như vậy anh ta đổi lại thành Britain had the critical combination of cheap energy from coal and high labor cost. Okay, yeah, so high labor cost, cheap energy, chúng ta giữ lại cụm từ này đúng không ạ? Cheap energy were both high wages, yeah, high wages, thì high labor cost. He doesn't use the word đây, thì high labor cost thì thay thế cho cheap, high labor cost, that means the high wages. On cheap energy, so you have to keep this one as a cheap energy. Cheap energy thì đủ. Okay. Okay, yes, so we can have the next one. Now, at that time, no other country had this particular. What about this? This encouraged the adoption of steam power to mechanize production, thus saving on wages and increasing profitability. Which one? That's the profitability. Profitable in the original version. Bản gốc nó có chữ profitable. Mechanical spinning was profitable because employers were able to economize this. Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah. Just for this one, the best phrase. Okay, what about the third one? See, what is it? The worst one. Poor paraphrase with only a few words changed, extra and inaccurate information added. Just that. Britain was the only country. Where is that? Britain was the only country with significant deposit of corn. What's that? Oh, man. We have this one in the original passage. So this is information added. So even though you agree or you disagree, so when you summarize and paraphrase, please don't add your opinion. Don't add your feeling in this one. Yeah, when you summarize or paraphrase, chúng ta tuyệt đối không đưa ý của mình vào, không đưa nhận xét từ phía mình, cũng không đưa phỏng đoán từ phía mình khi mình đọc cái bài đó. Đọc sao làm vậy thôi, đọc sao là tóm tắt vậy, đọc tức là tại vì em truyền lại ý của tác giả cho người khác nghe mà. Em truyền sai ý tác giả là không được. Yeah, so that's for the summary and paraphrase. Okay. Yeah, so just for this one. That's it. So that's one thing you should remember. Các bạn lưu ý điều đó vì tôi để ý tôi thấy khi chúng ta viết, you write a summary or you write a paraphrase, you have this one. Do đó tôi hay chúng ta hay bị suy ra. You understand. So when you rewrite, you can say this one. Or when you re-express, when you expressed my opinion in your words, so you a little bit go far away. And it means that that's your opinion, not the opinion of the writer. Okay, yes. So we just set this one. We have the techniques now. I have some techniques here for you. That's in your book, just for this one. The techniques for paraphrasing. First, you change the vocabulary by using synonyms. Okay, you can use the synonyms here. Argues and claims, 18th century, the 1700s. Wages, that means labor cost. Economize, that means saving. That's that. So you use a synonym. You can change the vocabulary by using synonym. Right. So here, okay, change the vocabulary by using synonyms. Just that. So in this case, you can use synonyms for that. Okay. So instead of a 21st century, so you say in 2000, in the years 2000, in the early of 2000s, yeah, in the mid of 2000s, etc. So that's the 21st century. Another one, we have the second one. You change the word class. In this case, so you can change the word class. Okay, so from now, you use the verb, or from adjective, you use the noun. Explanation, you use the verb explain. Mechanical, mechanized. Profitable, profitability. So profitable, profitability. Some more, the next one. So you change the word order. You can have this one. You can change the word order. That's for this. The best explanation for the British location of the Industrial Revolution is found by studying demand factors. Best explanation for the British location of the Industrial Revolution is found by studying demand factors. A focus on demand may help explain the UK origin of the Industrial Revolution. That's it. Best explanation for British location of Industrial Revolution is found by studying. So you can say that the demand, when you focus on the demand factors, you can have this one, you can find out that why the origin of Industrial Revolution is the UK. Right? So you change the word order. That's it. So there are three techniques. First, you change the vocabulary by using the synonyms. Second, you change the word class. You can change the word class. And the next one, you can change the word order. Okay, just that. Yeah. Rồi, we have this one. And now we have to paraphrase this one. Okay, so we can have the rather long passage. Yeah, so this one is in your book, page 47. Just look at page 47. Read it, please. Okay, so now they ask you to do this in order to paraphrase the first paragraph. Yeah, so you look at your book, page 48, and you can see you have to find the synonyms for the words underlined. Yeah, in the first paragraph, you paraphrase by finding the synonym for the underlined words. And then you write a paraphrase from the synonyms. Right. Okay, so what's the synonym of often argue? Often argue, employment, reduce, what? Projects, appeal, combat, reducing, countries. Okay, so what's the synonym of often argue now? Okay, yes, as soon as we have the answer for this one. Usually discussed, usually discussed. It is usually discussed. Okay, yeah, it is often argued. It is usually discussed. Okay, yes, or the word claim, argue, that means claim. Man, usually claim, frequently claim, usually discussed. Okay, just that. Yes, that's it. Rồi, employment, employment. So the synonym of employment. What's the synonym of employment? Employment là gì à? Yes, so we have your answer here. Occupation, jobs. Yes, jobs. You can have this one as jobs cũng được, đúng không? Jobs or occupations, yeah, the employment jobs here. Yeah, so we can have this one with jobs. Yes. Reduce. Oh, reduce is easier. So reduce is very easy. Okay, so reduce and decrease. Decrease. So they ask us to find the synonyms. Decrease là cắt giảm. Yeah, decrease, reduce, cut. Okay, yes. And anything else? You have another thing? You know, a project. Project. Project thì là synonym of this one. What's that? Decrease, loss, cut cut được không là lost quốc Việt nhé. Cut. Okay, yes. And so the next one. Which one, please? Project là gì? Plan, not plant. Plan thôi chứ. Plan. Scheme. You can have this one as scheme. Okay. Yes, just a scheme. That's it. Okay. And the word appeal. And appeal, we have the appeals. Appeal is a noun. It is not an adjective. It is a noun. Project là strategy. Okay, maybe task, a strategy. The word appeal. You talk about appeal. Okay. So what about this one? You have this assignment. Which one means assignment? Xuân Thành. Assignment là chữ nào Xuân Thành? Project hả? Project, and this one is not assignment. Chữ project này không phải là assignment của mình. Energy project. Energy project from the government. Yeah, energy project, and this one that's the government. Okay. So it's for that. We have this with request. Appeal là request. Appeal gây ấn tượng chứ, mà thu hút chứ. Attraction. Yeah, attraction. Okay, yes, Xuân Duyên đã said attraction. Okay, yes. Okay, and the next one with combat. Against. Warn. To combat, not against. Against is not a verb. Fight is a noun. To fight. I'm sorry, to fight. Okay, to fight. Battle là danh từ à. To combat. So this is a verb. We need to find the verb to warn. Maybe yes, to warn, to fight. Yeah, to warn, to fight, to warn. Okay. Yes. Okay. So the next one. Yes. So for the next one, please, we have with this. What's for this? With reducing, decreasing, decreasing, lowering, reducing, decreasing, lowering. Okay. Yes. Okay. So we can have the next one, please. Okay. What about the next one? Reducing countries' dependence on imported fuels. Okay, countries, that's the nation. Okay, so you can have this one too. This one. Not for this. That's it. You can have this one. Often argue and then frequently claimed employment and then jobs. Reduce, to cut or decrease. So now you can paraphrase the first paragraph. You can paraphrase the first paragraph, please. Rồi chúng ta biết được cái first paragraph. They paraphrase the first paragraph. Rồi mấy bạn viết cái first paragraph and then you can share the screen, please. Right? I allow you to, with the multiple participants can share the screen. So you can share the screen then. Finish writing so that you can share yours. Rồi bạn nào xong rồi share lên, chúng ta đọc xem nào. So you can use the synonyms. This is the first technique. Đây nó hướng dẫn chúng ta là using synonyms. Đúng không? So please. Đâu bạn nào xong rồi share lên dùm cho cô với các bạn xem này. The first paragraph only, please. Đoạn đầu thôi nha. So this is just for the first paragraph, not the whole passage. Also next week you have no class. Tuần sau mấy bạn không có học gì hết này. Tuần sau mấy em không học gì hết này. Tuần sau thấy final exam. Yes. So we've got this one. Okay. Yes. Có một cái buổi bù cho mấy bạn. Mình ngồi ghê. Bực bội tuần rồi chúng ta đã xử lý và xong. Ôi tôi biết tuần thứ hai tuần này là đã cho các bạn học rồi. Thứ hai tuần này cô lại ngồi không, cô không để ý cái phần phát biểu của mấy bạn chứ. Quỷ thần ơi. Trời, thứ hai tuần này ngồi không nguyên cả ngày biết vậy buồn với đứa thứ hai. Cha ơi, trời ơi. 5 em học 6. Rồi bạn nào viết xong rồi share dùm cho xem để xem cái bài, cái đoạn paraphrase của mình nè. It takes time for you. Are you ready? Okay, so it seems you have written there on the chat window. Oh, that's it on the chat window then. So we'll have to look at this one. You are supposed to write it. Okay, a few more minutes. Mấy đứa viết lặp lại xíu nữa đi cô. Trời ơi. Ủa vậy cái bài của cô kia là 18 tháng 11 mình nộp, cái bài này 19 tháng 11 hả? Xin lùi lại chứ. Yes, Khánh Linh, please. You can share this?
Yeah, I'm going to share my screen right now, teacher.
I will stop my share.
Okay. So can you see my screen, teacher?
Green jobs is a term used to describe the belief that the government can create. Yes. Yes.
Jobs.
Green job is a term used to describe the belief that the government can create jobs and cut off carbon emissions by investing in renewable energy schemes. This plan has been attractive since it can help prevent global warming and decrease the nation's dependence on imported fuels. I have to look at the original version then. Yes. Governments can create employment, reduce carbon emission by investing. Oh, where's that? Create jobs and cut off carbon emission by investing in renewable energy schemes. This plan has been attractive since it can help prevent global warming and decrease a nation's dependence on import fuels at the same time. A number of countries heavily subsidizing on that. Okay, yes. Okay, yes, yes. Green jobs. Yes, a term used to describe belief that government can create jobs, cut off carbon emissions, good, by investing in renewable energy schemes, good. This plan has been attractive, okay. This is a pure farmer, yeah. So-called green jobs, an American thing, good, that's it. How many sentences? Okay. One, two sentences only. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. American think tank has calculated that the spending of 100 billion by the U.S. government would result in the creation a number of countries. So no need. It's not necessary to. It is not necessary to paraphrase the example of this one. No need to. Yes. Okay. Yes. Just that. Thank you. Any others? Bạn khác có không hả? Okay. Right. So we have this one. Còn bạn nào nữa mà? Any of you, please? No more. Huh. We don't have this one. Okay. So for the next exercise, have you got that? Bạn nào viết xong rồi? Right, so for the next one, you have the next one here with, yes, so this can be the, okay, so this one can be the example for you. Yeah. Just paraphrase this paragraph. You just paraphrase this paragraph, man. Yeah. Next one, please. Yes, so we have to use this one. For the next one, you have to change the word class. Yes, however, you know. Okay, that's it. Nguyên cái cho mấy bạn. Yes, so however, critics, we have this one. That's however, critics of these claims. Yeah. Right. So for this one, you have to change the word of class of the underlying word. So this is however, critics of these schemes claim this is a verb. So please, you use the noun. Results are not as a beneficial. This is adjective. You can use verb or noun. As they see first, if the money was spent, so is it okay to use the noun from the verb spent? And such as road building jobs would also be created. So you have to use a noun in or adjective instead of verb. So that's you change the word class. Yeah, change the word class in order to paraphrase. Okay, so you write this one. Okay, so now please you will show yours. Đây, bạn nào show được cho cô ha. Cô stop cái này xuống nha. Không. Thay từ đồng nghĩa không phải. Not the synonym. This is the word class. So for this one, the exercise for you to apply this is to change the word class. So here you can have this one. Change the word class, please. This one, chúng ta thay đổi từ loại. Đối với đoạn này người ta muốn mình thay đổi từ loại. chứ không phải là muốn chúng ta synonym this one, synonym là đoạn trên, synonym this one please, we have this one, that's the synonym đây nè, synonym là đoạn này. Find the synonyms for the words underlined. Yeah, so but for this one, so you have to use the word class. Change the word class, please. Okay, you finish so that you can share the files. I will help you with this one. Chúng ta viết xong chưa? Are you ready? Critics of these schemes claim that the results are not as beneficial as they seem. Firstly, if the money was spent on other projects such as road buildings, jobs would be also created. Yeah, but now for this one, you do not change the word class. Bạn có thay đổi, but you use the synonyms, not for the exercise. So in this exercise, you have to change the word class. These plans guarantee, claim bạn dùng guarantee hả? Believe that, pundits of these plans believed the outcomes are not quite as advantageous as they appear. Okay, yes, được, nhưng chỉ có điều là bạn đang dùng synonyms. So here they want, nếu vậy thì bạn sẽ làm giống với lại cái paragraph ở trên. Nhưng đây người ta muốn là chúng ta hãy thay đổi. Mấy em hãy thay đổi word class, tức là người ta muốn đổi cấu trúc. Đây là một cái bài tập mà chúng ta practice để là đổi cấu trúc, đó mà đổi cấu trúc diễn đạt. Chứ không phải chỉ là đổi synonym for this one. Ok, vậy thế bây giờ chúng ta đổi cấu trúc diễn đạt thì chúng ta sẽ đổi như thế nào? That's this one. Ok, yeah. Rồi, có bạn nào đổi được cấu trúc nè? Claim thì chúng ta đổi thành danh từ. Yes, tôi cắt nhé, đây là bài tập. Ok, but that's you use the synonyms for this one. I will show you that. Okay. So you can use the different word class then, and then you can have this one. Yes. But there are claims. Thay vì là động từ these schemes claimed, so you can have this one. But there are claims by critics. So the critics of these schemes claim that. So you can have, you change the structure. When you change the word classes, so you have to change the structure. But there are claims by critics of these schemes that the benefits are less than they seem. Yeah, the results are not as beneficial as they seem, so the benefits are less than they seem. Firstly, if the money was spent, spending the money on other subjects, on other projects, such as road building, would also allow the creation of jobs. So you can use from the verb to the noun or from the adjective to the noun. So you will have different structure. Như vậy thì chúng ta có thể sử dụng là different structure. This was for the paraphrase, but not all the time. You change the structure, okay, and also you change the word. Tôi thay đổi cả hai thứ mà. Change structure and then change word class. Vậy cái việc tôi thay đổi đâu phải là quá ít. Có phải không? Okay. Yes, so just for this one, you can see. Yeah, so in order to paraphrase, you can use a synonym. In order to paraphrase, you can use the change of the word class. Or you can have the next one. Rồi, chúng ta qua một cái nữa để đỡ mất thời gian ha. So we have that. You change the word order. You can change the word order in the sentences. For example, the original paragraph. Secondly, higher government borrowing to pay for the investment has to be financed by the taxpayer. So, secondly, the taxpayer has to finance higher government borrowing to pay for the investment. It may eventually affect the cost of borrowing for all. This one here. What's that? Okay, right. So it may eventually affect the cost of borrowing for all businesses. In addition, subsidizing relatively inefficient energy sources such as solar and wind power will raise the price of electricity for consumers. So we have here. Secondly, the taxpayer has to finance higher government borrowing to pay for the investment. So you change the work order. I said to change the work order. It may eventually affect the cost of borrowing for all businesses, and all business borrowing may eventually be affected. So you change the work order. Not all the time, but you change the work order, and all business borrowing may eventually be affected. In addition, subsidizing relatively inefficient energy sources such as solar and wind power will raise the price of electricity for consumer. The price of electricity for consumers may be raised or may be increased, just such, by subsidizing solar and wind power, which are relatively inefficient sources of energy. Right? So in order to paraphrase, to sum up, in order to paraphrase, you can, this one, in order to paraphrase, you can use the synonyms. Yeah. You can change the word class. You can change the word order of the sentences. Okay. So there are 3 techniques for you to do this. Set. Bạn có 3 kỹ thuật. Yes. Now, sometimes you have to use this for paragraph 1. Sometimes you used to have this technique for paragraph 2. Sometimes you mix the techniques. Chúng ta sử dụng this sentence, ví dụ với câu này tôi sử dụng synonym, với câu kế tiếp tôi sử dụng word class change, với câu nữa tôi sử dụng change the word of the order of the word. Just that. Okay, như nào? So we just have this one. Yeah. So there you can have this one. This is the mixed. Đây là 3 kỹ thuật nằm trong cái đoạn này đây. Chúng ta xem cái ví dụ ha. Trong LMS em thấy cái lớp này chưa? Thấy cái lớp Academic Writing chưa? Already? Thấy chưa? You just check that after the break. Okay. Bây giờ cứ đọc cái đoạn này. Ok, yes, mấy bạn thấy rồi ha. Để cho bài tập cho chúng ta thì chúng ta làm trên LMS. Cho bài midterm để mấy bạn nộp trên LMS để nó không bị thất lạc. Chút xíu nữa chúng ta sẽ đăng nhập thử vào LMS xem thấy không nha. Cô sẽ cho bài tập về midterm trên LMS. Xong cái khóa cái giờ nộp bài. Khi nào đó mấy bạn nộp thẳng lên LMS. Chút xíu nữa chúng ta kiểm tra cái phần này ha. Xuân Duyên bảo là thấy rồi á. Okay, so here you can have this one. Đây là một cái ví dụ nữa. Chúng ta viết về paraphrase. Được chưa nào? Đấy. A study in Spain looked at the cost of subsidizing renewable energy for over 25 years. A Spanish study examined potential subsidies given, yes, subsidizing, nó là verb in, đổi thành là subsidy, given over 25 years to renewable energy. So renewable energy, this is a term, đây là thuật ngữ, tôi không dùng được cái từ thay thế. We cannot use synonyms. We cannot use we cannot change the word class. No, we cannot do this. Yeah. The estimated expenditure of 29 billion euro will provide 50,000 jobs. It found that each of the 55,000 jobs created cost 570, but they will have a cost 570,000 euro each to create. Okay, it found that, yes, each of the 50,000 jobs created cost 570,000 euro with an estimated total spending. Yes, so estimated expenditure. So estimated total spending. Expenditure less spending. So you can substitute the word expenditure with the word spending. Okay. Yeah. If, however, the government had allowed the private industry to spend the same amount, it would have created 113,000 posts, more than twice as many. So we have this one, but had the state permitted, okay, had the state permitted the same sum to be spent by private business, they would have it. If chúng ta sử dụng cấu trúc khác, so we have the inversion of subject. Okay, so instead of using conditional sentence, tại vì tôi sử dụng conditional sentence, then use this one. Now, according to this calculation, the subsidies in Spain, according to this calculation, then have effectively eliminated more than 50,000 posts. So we can have it here. Okay. Yeah, so we've got this one. Right? Okay, so in order to write a paraphrase, so you finish writing undersignment to summaries already. Đã có hai cái bài viết summary. So for this one, so you can write a paraphrase and you use the three techniques. Mấy bạn sẽ có 3 cái kỹ thuật để viết paraphrase. Và đồng thời chút nữa chúng ta học về cái organization of passage. Thì chúng ta sẽ làm cái bài tập đó ở trong midterm. Trong midterm chúng ta sẽ không có viết summary mà chúng ta sẽ viết về paraphrase. Nó sẽ paraphrase 3 cái đoạn cộng với lại cái organization of the. Okay, yes. Okay. Được không? Được không nào? Rồi.
Mình nói lại đi cô. Đấy là
tức là midterm hả? Midterm thì mấy em viết paraphrase dùng 3 kỹ thuật. Đúng mà kỹ thuật thứ nhất là gì đây? Cho nên nè, ví dụ như sẽ cho một đoạn văn, xong yêu cầu bạn là phải viết paraphrase bằng cách là using the synonym. Đúng mà cho một đoạn văn yêu cầu bạn dùng change the word order. Yêu cầu và cho một đoạn văn ngắn yêu cầu chúng ta là change the word class để chúng ta viết thành chúng ta paraphrase nó ra. Đó, có 3 đoạn văn. Paraphrase thì chúng ta giữ gần như là độ dài của bản gốc chúng ta giữ. Nhiều khi chúng ta paraphrase diễn giải, nhiều khi chúng ta hơi dài hơn chút xíu được. Còn summary thì chúng ta phải ép nó lại để mà như một chương đó ý chính nó là gì thôi. Như vậy paraphrase là nằm trong phần summary. Được chưa nào? Đấy, kỳ này thì đối với midterm không yêu cầu em summarize, nên đã 2 cái bài summarize rồi. Chúng ta đã summarize 2 bài rồi. Và một cái bài về leadership và một cái bài về cái gì quên mất, bữa đọc hết mấy cái bài của mấy bạn quên rồi.
Franchise.
Okay, yes, so we can have that. Đó. Do đó bây giờ đối với midterm thì chúng ta sẽ có cái bài là mấy bạn paraphrase cộng thêm một cái bài nữa. Chúng ta còn một cái bài nữa là chúng ta tách đoạn văn, tức là viết một đoạn văn như thế nào cho đúng với lại một chút được cái proofreading, đó là cái proofreading. Ok, đấy, rồi sau đó là chúng ta sẽ có một cái bài ấy nha. Sau đó là chúng ta sẽ có một cái bài về introduction, writing introduction. Okay, yes, just for that. Okay. Rồi, ok, so you can have a short break. Chúng ta nghỉ giải lao chút ha, rồi chúng ta vào trong một cái bài học khác. So here we are going to organize a paragraph. So something for this one, and you have this one that's page 63. Yeah, on page 63, 64. Yes, it's just on page 63 and 64. Paragraphs are the basic building blocks of academic writing. Well-structured paragraphs help the reader to understand the topic more easily by dividing up the argument into convenience section. Yeah. This unit looks at the components of paragraphs, the way components are linked together, and the linkage between paragraphs in the overall text. Okay. So for this one, and then you can see, yes, this is a paragraph. Read the paragraph, please. And now we will have the analysis of the paragraph. Just analysis. We have the topic sentence, example 1, example 2, reason, summary. Okay, so this paragraph is like the paragraph you have to write when you study for writing IELTS task 2. So a paragraph needs to have topic sentence. So the topic sentence is usually the first sentence of the paragraph. So the rate of home ownership varies widely across the developed world. So this is the paragraph. This is the topic. And the topic sentence has the topic and controlling idea. So we have the topic and the controlling idea. What's the topic? Home ownership là topic. Okay, varies widely across developed world. That's the controlling idea. So a topic sentence is a sentence containing the topic and the controlling idea. And the next sentences are illustrations, examples, reasons, explanations, etc. The final sentence of the paragraph is the summary. So the final sentence with the summary. So topic sentence, the rate of home ownership varies widely across the developed world. The example, Germany, for instance, has one of the lowest rates. This is an example. For instance, so Germany is one example. Spain, so that's a comparison between Germany and Spain. Example 2, both the USA and Britain have similar rates of about 69%. Okay, so the next two sentences, they are examples. Reasons. The reasons for this variation appear to be more cultural and historic than economic, since high rates are found in both rich and poorer countries. And the summary, the last sentence of a paragraph is a summary. There appears to be no conclusive link between national prosperity and the number of homeowners. So you can see a paragraph has only one idea. If you want to express another idea, so you will have this one as the next paragraph. For the next paragraph, just that. Right. So that's the paragraph structure. A paragraph structure. A paragraph has one topic sentence, a few supporting sentences. A few supporting sentences. The supporting sentences can be examples, can be reasons, can be explanations, can be illustrations, with or without the statistics. And it's best if you have a summary. At the end of a paragraph, you have a summary. When you have a summary, that's okay. So we have to spot this one. Right. So that's something about the paragraph structure. Next one, please. Yes. So we have a definition. You can say that a paragraph is a group of sentences. This is a group of sentences, 5 or 6, 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 sentences, Yes, so there's a group of sentences. Deal with a single topic. Okay, so deal with a single topic. Just only one topic or just only one idea. The length of paragraphs varies significantly according to the text type, but generally no less than 4 or 5 sentences. Okay, generally. Should be no, should be no, not must be, not have to be, just should be. No less than 4 or 5 sentences, because one is the topic sentence rule. Okay, and next one, normally, but not always, normally, but not always. The first sentence introduces the topic. Other sentences may give definitions, example, information, reasons, restatements, and summaries. Just that. Other sentences. For the other sentences with the definitions, examples, information, reasons, restatements, and summaries. The parts of the paragraph are linked together by the phrases and conjunctions shown in bold in the table. This one. For instance, while the reasons for, since, there appears to be, so the parts of the paragraph are linked together by the phrases and conjunctions. They guide the reader through the argument presented. Just that, Okay, so this is the paragraph, For the next one, yes. So you have to answer the questions this here. This is the paragraph in your book. Despite this is the paragraph in your book, page 65. Just page 65. Okay, so this is the paragraph, and you try to do exercise. The exercise on page 65 also. So, despite this, the first sentence, despite this, many countries encourage the growth of home ownership. In Ireland and Spain, for example, allow mortgage payers to offset payments against income tax. It is widely believed that. So we can have this one. So the first sentence, second, the third. Okay, so we can have this one with the first sentence, please. Despite this, many countries encourage the growth of home ownership. So, what function? Function của nó là gì? What's the function of this one? Despite this, many countries encourage the growth of home as a supporting reasons. Which one? Okay, so Khánh Linh, please.
Yes, I think that is a topic sentence, teacher.
Yeah,
it shows the main idea.
That's the main idea. Many countries encourage the growth of home ownership. Yeah, so we can have this on the topic sentence. Yeah, so just this one, that's a topic sentence then. Oh, where is that about? We'll turn to the next one. Okay. What? Okay, so the first sentence is the topic sentence, and the second one in Ireland and Spain, for example, allow mortgage payers to offset payments against income tax. So this is the example. That's it. That's example. Ireland and Spain, for example, allow mortgage payers to offset payments against income tax. That's right. The example. Just for this one, this example. This is an example because, for example, this is the for example. It is widely believed that owning your own home has the social as well as economic benefits. What about this? It is widely believed that owning your own home has social as well as economic benefits. So this one is the reasons. This one, that's just a reason. Yeah, just for this, it is a reason. A supporting one, supporting two, and the next one we can have a supporting three. Okay, so you can see the structure of this paragraph. Just that. So now you are given a passage, and then you are asked to split into 3 paragraphs, for example. Chúng ta sẽ có một cái bài viết luống tuồng hết, chúng ta sẽ phải phân chia đoạn nó ra. Trong một đoạn thì chúng ta xem câu nào nó cùng một idea, cùng một topic ở một đoạn, mấy thì nó qua một cái đoạn kế tiếp. Ok, đó là bài tập áp dụng. So you have to split a passage into paragraphs. Just that. Được chưa? Right, but not this one right now. So here you can have this one, that's exercise number 4. Here can have this one. These sentences below from the 3rd paragraph of the sentence have been messed up. Use the table below to put them in the correct order. Yeah, this one is page 66. So you have to split them into topic sentence, definition, results 1, results 2, result 3, conclusion. Just for this one. Okay, so that's it in your book and page 66. Chúng ta coi trong trang 66 á. Trong trang 66. This one, which one is the topic sentence? Definition. Results 1, result 2, result 3, and conclusion. Chúng ta có 3 câu là 3 cái kết quả. Và một câu là definition. Rồi một câu là conclusion, một câu là topic sentence. Okay, you decide. Chúng ta quyết định nha. Rồi cho cô chút. Đoạn này nối tiếp cái đoạn hồi nãy. Okay, Phi Nhung. Yes. Topic sentence is.
So it would be 3. Number 3.
Number 3. Many economists now argue that there is massive level of home ownership which should not be exceeded. Why do you think so? We should look at the previous paragraph. So what's the previous paragraph? This is the previous paragraph. Despite this, the first paragraph, where is it? The first paragraph here. The rate of home ownership. This is the first paragraph. Second paragraph is by this. And now the third paragraph. Okay. So why number 3? Many economists now argue that there is a maximum level of home ownership. Absolutely, I don't think so. When this burst, millions of people lost their homes. Which one burst? When this burst? When this burst, millions of people lost their homes, which for many had contained savings. These have been developed to allow higher risk for us. What are they? What are they? These. When this burst, what is this? What is this? These have been developed. Many economists now argue that there is a maximum level of home ownership which should not be exceeded. All these claims were challenged by economic crash of 2008, which was in large part caused by defaults on American subprime mortgages. Even I'm sorry, so I don't think that number 3, if you choose number 3 as the topic sentence. So the economists argue that maximum level of home ownership which should not be exceeded. So what's the definition? And which one is the reason? The reason for the maximum level of home ownership should not be exceeded. Do you think so? No. I'm sorry. But the topic sentence should be number 4. This one is. All these claims were challenged by the economic crash of 2008, which was in large part caused by defaults on American subprime mortgages. All these claims were challenged by the economic crash of 2008, which was in large part caused by defaults on American subprime mortgages. This one here. Rồi, the next one will be definition. Definition maybe. Definition go forward. So this is the topic now. Topic sentence. Subprime mortgages. Đây, tôi thấy chữ này lạ quá đây. Subprime mortgages. Okay, so the definition will be number 2. These have been developed to allow higher risk poorer families to buy their own home, but contributed to a property price bubble. That's definition. And the result, when this burst, this price bubble, property price bubble. So reason, result 1. When this burst, millions of people lost their homes. Right, when this burst. And result number 2, others were trapped in their houses by negative equity. In other words, their houses were worth less than they had paid for them. This one. And the next one, even households which had positive equity still felt poorer and reduced their spending. That's result number 3. And your sentence. Many economists, this is a conclusion. This one is a conclusion. Okay. Đấy. Rồi chúng ta đọc như thế này thì nó sẽ ra một cái đoạn văn. Cái câu nó được gọi là link với nhau hơn. Phải không? Thì chúng ta đọc lại cái đoạn nó coi phải giống như không? Có phải không? That's it. That's okay. Mama. So this it's it seems it's smooth. Yeah, all these claims were challenged by the economic crash of 2008, which was in large part caused by these had been developed to allow higher risk poorer families to buy their own homes, but contributed to a property price bubble. When this burst, millions of people lost their homes, which for many had contained their savings and savings. Okay, so we got this one. That's the paragraph. Được chưa nào? Đấy, vậy là các bạn sẽ có cái cấu trúc của paragraph. The topic sentence, usually the first sentence, that's other sentences, các câu khác. So you just have this one, and then you can have an example of this. Okay, so the phrases used to begin a topic. Turning to the issue of, we can have this one, turning, if you want to express the next topic, turning to the issue of inflation must also be examined. Is another area for consideration. So this one is on page 67. The paragraph can also be introduced with adverbs. Traditionally, fair examples are finally. So they are adverbs. This one. So you can begin your paragraph with adverb. Yeah. Finally, the performance of. Currently, there is a little evidence of. Yes. Okay. And you can have the next one, the phrase link. Yes. So here we have this one. That's the phrase that links it to the previous paragraph for this one. For example, I forgot this one. So we have here that despite this. Okay, so we can have this one as despite this. Yes. Or we can have another one. All these claims. Yeah. All these claims are separate. Okay. Yes. So the phrase is linked to the previous paragraph for this one. Yeah. If you want to have this, right? So okay, you can have this. Yes. So the phrases used to link. Phrases linking to the previous paragraph. Despite this, all these claims, and then you can have this one. Yes. Paragraph introduced, yes, with a this one. Yes, a paragraph can be introduced with adverbs. Just for this one. Yeah, so in order to introduce the paragraph. Okay, just that. And the next exercise, chúng ta còn cái bài tập bên đi. So you use the notes below to write an introductory paragraph and may say high rates of home ownership. Yes, it has been argued that. So just for this one, we can have the next exercise here. Write an introductory paragraph. And then essay title, high rates of home ownership are bad for the economy. Yeah. High rates of home ownership are bad for the economy. Discuss. Okay, so you can have the example for this one. It has been argued that a rise in the rate, rise, yes, because of the first idea, it is claimed that increases in rate of home ownership lead to unemployment. So you can have, it has been argued that a rise in the rate of home ownership can increase the rate of unemployment. All right, so you do the same for this one. Oh, so you have the exercise đây. Chúng ta có một cái exercise nhỏ. Okay, so we can have this one here. That's everyone. Yes. Mấy bạn chia cái bài này cho cô thành 4 paragraph. Đấy, rồi chúng ta đọc cái paragraph. Tôi đọc cái this one này, mở cái này ra cho nên mấy bạn download cái file về đọc thì cô đang để vừa mới bỏ lên trên cái chat window. Yes, or you can read from this one, hoặc là đọc trên cái này cũng được. Yêu cầu mấy bạn chia ra thành 4 đoạn. Lớn lên chứ một xíu cái đường mà đọc. Okay, so the first paragraph, where is it? Where is the first paragraph then? Now, the second paragraph begins with. Như vậy thôi giờ nói gì cho dễ. So the second paragraph begins with. Đoạn 2 bắt đầu từ đâu? Yes, so please, Quốc Tuấn.
Well, in my opinion, I think the second paragraph beginning from if we look for the practical application.
Yeah. Okay. Yes.
And
the third
ending.
One. The third one.
And the third one is beginning from today company structure according to this approach.
Today, company structure according to this approach would be considered very minimalist, since they are only concerned with narrow areas of competence. Modern management has had to pay much more attention to the needs of the workforce and values. Three paragraphs only. We cannot have 4. No, we cannot have 4. 3 paragraphs only. But this one, 3 paragraphs only. Just because this one, just the same idea, the same topic, man. Today, company structure according to this approach would be considered a very minimalist, since they are only concerned with narrow areas of competence. Modern management has had to pay much more attention to the needs of the workforce and find ways to motivate them. Today's workers is not only a unit of companies in the way they structure organizations. This move to a more human face came at a time of rapid industrial change and gave workers a new position in company hierarchy. In addition, management began to change, moving away from more autocratic models where a single leader has total power. Okay, I'm sorry, not 4 paragraphs, only 2. So this one we cannot have 4 paragraphs. We just have 3 paragraphs only. Okay. Yes, so you split correctly. Did you split the paragraphs, the passage into 3 paragraphs correctly? So yes. Another exercise there. To organize. Make sure this one, please. Another one, please. So you have to split. Okay, now so just for this one, and you just split this one into 6 paragraphs, rather long. Khó đọc ha, mấy bạn download cái đoạn về dễ đọc hơn. Rồi, Xuân Duyên, rồi right. So please.
Yeah, I think the first paragraph begin từ đầu cho tới no confusion.
Okay, so we can have this one as the second paragraph. Chúng ta đọc cái đoạn thứ hai cho nó dễ. Đúng không? So we can have today, however đó hả? Today, however, tức là chúng ta số này phải không ạ? No confusion. Manufacturers for shoes are selling consumer electronics, a soft drink lends its name to a range of urban clothing. What's going on in simple terms? You know where people with brands, one brand name meant good quality across another. Today, however, big companies try to refine brands so much. This one?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay, that's the first one.
Next,
third paragraph.
Yeah. Now we have entered a third age of branding.
Now we have entered the third age of branding. Okay, the third one. Now we have entered the third age of branding. Okay, number 4.
One disadvantage of product-based brand.
One disadvantage of product-based brand is that. Okay.
Yeah, and another is the advantage of emotional brands.
The advantage.
Other paragraph is
emotional brands.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
And
So
the last one is at the end one. At the one end.
so the last paragraph is so long, huh?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know.
Okay. Thank you. And any others? Các bạn nào có ý kiến khác không ạ? This one's from your friends. Manufacturers sports shoe stars selling consumer electronics. Soft drink lends its name to a range of urban clothing. What's going on? In simple terms, know where you go with brands. One brand name meant good quality sports shoes, another soft drink, no confusion. Today, however, companies try to redefine brands not so much as product, more with life and speaking. In the early years, consumer society branding is on a box and simply identify what was inside. People were looking for products that would improve the quality of life. Just brands. Okay, so the other one's free. Thầy chúng ta đồng ý mà. The first paragraph, just only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sentences, short sentences then. Why the last one is so long? Now we have to enter a third age of branding in which so many companies are making roughly the same product at roughly the same price. Functionality rarely succeed as a point of differentiation. Instead, companies are trying to make their brand stand out by emphasizing their emotional aspects, hoping consumers will identify with the set of values the brand represents. Is that one disadvantage and the advantage? What about the next one? Okay. Why the next one here? Sorry, chúng ta suy nghĩ ra có cái lý do nào khác. Yes. Okay. So what about the last one? So dài cái đoạn dưới hả? Dài cái đoạn cuối cùng. Cái đoạn cuối cùng nó bao gồm mấy ý, các bạn nó hơi dài. At the one end you have train companies. That tend to associate with infrastructure. Train companies, công ty xe lửa đó nha, đường sắt đó nha. And their ability to get you from A to B at the end. Positions. Có vẻ cái này giống như ví dụ quá ha. Brand itself on trims and making you to have fun. Just maximum potential for stretch. Even Emotional. Friends have a limit to the necessity and commands. Có vẻ giống ví dụ. So we can have this one. Suy nghĩ coi 6 đoạn là chia sao rồi. The first one, cái đoạn thứ nhất của bạn nha. Manufacturers for shoes start selling consumer electronics, soft drinks for this one. No confusion today. We've got this. The first paragraph then. So just the first one. Chúng ta suy nghĩ lại cho cái đoạn này. So we can have here, that's the first one. Now we have entered the represents. Okay, so I agree with you with the second one. Đồng ý đoạn thứ hai. And one disadvantage. Okay, one disadvantage, and then you can have the next one. That's one disadvantage of the brands is that the brand have a little effect. Okay, and also we can have this one for this year. The advantage. Okay, but for the next one. The elasticity. Elasticity of brand seems to be related. Yes, related emotional qualities at the one end. Associates to be at the other. The merchandise. Okay, so we can have this one for the next one. That's a bit. Even emotional. So that, and when the move was made from soft drinks, so we can have like this one. The sixth paragraph here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Just for this one. As the sixth paragraph. Okay, but in your midterm test, so you are given about you are asked to split a passage into 3 or 4 paragraphs only. 3 paragraphs or 4 paragraphs only. Tắt ra là khoảng chừng 3 đoạn thôi nha. 3 paragraphs or 4 paragraphs. Set. Rồi, for the midterm mấy bạn test thử xem là chúng ta vào được trong LMS hết chưa nào. Chúng ta test thử ha. Chúng ta nộp bài trên LMS, cô mở cái bài midterm cũng trên LMS. Vậy chứ nào. Như vậy thì chúng ta vào trong bài midterm, trong midterm of course. Hôm nay là ngày 10 tây. Mấy bạn sẽ nộp bài vào ngày thôi, không tới ngày 12 đâu. Bỏ qua đi, 13. Để mà hết 13 tây nha. Đấy, ngày 13 tây. Tức là hết 5 giờ chiều ngày 13 tới tháng 7. Quên lộn, xin lỗi, ngày thứ 7 13 tới tháng 11. Chúng ta nộp cái bài midterm thì mấy bạn nộp ngược lên trên đó. Nộp vào cái file đính kèm á. Đúng không? Vì chúng ta sẽ phải làm bài trên cái file của mình, trên cái máy tính của mình, xong chúng ta nộp đính kèm lên trên đó. Trong đó chúng ta sẽ được yêu cầu paraphrase. Mỗi một đoạn chúng ta paraphrase bằng một kỹ thuật. Đoạn nào yêu cầu chúng ta paraphrase hoặc chúng ta được quyền tự chọn. Nhưng mà cho 3 đoạn mà chúng ta áp dụng 3 kỹ thuật. Để tôi để cho mấy em tự chọn. Mấy em tự chọn 3 kỹ thuật. Một cái là synonyms, một cái là change the word order, một cái là change the word class. Chúng ta paraphrase 3 đoạn ngắn. Just a short paragraph only. Chúng ta sẽ paraphrase lại, diễn giải lại ý của tác giả của 3 đoạn ngắn. Chúng ta không viết summary, và chúng ta có một cái bài passage để chúng ta chia nó ra thành là 3 đoạn, 3 đoạn hay 4 đoạn gì đó thôi. Đấy. Thì hôm nay là 10 tây, chúng ta sẽ nộp bài vô ngày 13 tây chậm nhất. Còn bạn nào làm xong sớm thì chúng ta nộp ngược trở lên trên đó sớm, nộp rồi thì nó sẽ lưu ở trên đó thôi. Có được không ạ? Đấy, nộp rồi chúng ta lưu, chúng ta nộp ở trên đó, chúng ta đừng có nộp đường link. Mấy bạn phải nộp bằng cái file attachment á. Thì chúng ta nộp đường link nhiều khi chúng ta thấy mà nó không có tới. Ví dụ như ở bên phía tôi thì tôi lại không nhìn thấy nó tới được. Làm sao chấm bài? Đấy, so you have this one. Chứ còn nộp thì nó phần mềm nó sẽ lưu lại. Có bạn nào trong lớp mình là không có làm được không ạ? Không có làm được vô LMS không? Tất cả đã làm được vô LMS phải không ạ? None of you. Thấy bạn nào lên tiếng phải không? Tức là tất cả mấy bạn đều làm được trong LMS. Đấy, như vậy thì sẽ đưa cái bài lên cho chúng ta, the midterm. Lấy cái đề midterm thảy lên trên đó, chúng ta có thể là làm bài. Ok, bạn đăng nhập vô đó là có thể là làm bài được rồi. Okay, you raise your hand and then you ask something. Hỏi gì em?
Cô ơi, là em không thấy là bây giờ là cô chưa up bài lên đúng không cô?
Chưa, cô chưa up lên. Chuẩn bị cô up lên thôi.
Dạ.
Đấy, vậy đó là chúng ta sẽ có chúng ta tự quyết định là 3 cái bài mà chúng ta paraphrase, chúng ta tự quyết định bài nào chúng ta cảm thấy là change the word order được, bài nào chúng ta cảm thấy là chúng ta có thể sử dụng synonym được, bài nào chúng ta có thể thấy là chúng ta sử dụng change the word class được, cho quyền của mấy bạn làm luôn. Tôi không bắt là cái đoạn thứ nhất là phải synonym, rồi đoạn thứ hai là tùy, chúng ta miễn sao là chúng ta áp dụng 3 cái kỹ thuật trong đó là được. Ok, được chưa? Yeah.
Cô có thể lên cái trang đó, cô bấm vô cái chỗ nào để xem được cái bài.
Bây giờ mấy bạn vô, mấy em đã ở trong cái trang đó chưa? Thì cô để trong chỗ assignment. Giờ vô chỗ assignment nha. Ví dụ bây giờ cô bên này cô sẽ thao tác, ví dụ bên đây cô assignment ha. Cô sẽ ok. Cô sẽ thêm, tại cô chưa thêm cho mấy bạn vô chưa được, từ từ cho internet nó chạy. Đưa vào trở lại khóa học lâu dữ. Ok, đó, do đó mấy bạn vào trong assignment thì chúng ta sẽ thấy cái midterm test cô mở đó, chúng ta sẽ click vào đó thì nó có bạn cô chưa có attach bài, thành thử là vô mấy em chưa thấy file. Giờ mấy em click vô thử trong đó, thấy không? Thấy trong assignment and then midterm test. Đấy, chúng ta vào trong đó chúng ta thấy thì chúng ta sẽ download cái file về, chúng ta làm xong rồi chúng ta up lên, chúng ta nộp. Được không nào? Thế đã nộp bài trên LMS bao giờ chưa? Bài trên LMS bao giờ chưa? Chưa, các bạn chưa làm bao giờ. Bây giờ chúng ta mấy bạn share cái màn hình cho cô đi. Bạn nào đang mở ra share cái màn hình. Share cái màn hình của cái chỗ LMS của mình á. Rồi Xuân Duyên share đi. Rồi bây giờ em phải vô khoa môn học này nè. Kéo xuống. Từ đâu rồi môn học đó? Môn học của em đâu, em phải vô đúng cái môn này của mình, academic writing conditional, cái môn màu tím bên phía tay phải lên trên. Yes. Rồi bây giờ vô. Ủa sao nó không có vậy chị? Sao có bạn thì lại thấy có assignment mà bạn này không có gì?
Bên em nó cũng hiện vậy cô, nó không thấy cái assignment nữa cô.
Bạn này sao không có vậy? Từ sao mà làm?
Của em cũng y chang của bạn này luôn ạ.
Cũng vô đó là vậy thôi hả? Không thấy assignment chỗ nào nữa hả?
Vâng
cô ơi, mà bài của em cũng vậy luôn á.
Thế bạn nào thấy assignment? Bạn nào thấy assignment nè? Bạn nào thấy assignment này? Bạn nào thấy được tới cái cột assignment hồi nãy mà bảo là vô thấy rồi? Em Duyên em share lại cái màn hình của em giúp cô coi. Để cô giờ ra cái code của môn học thôi. Chúng ta có 2 lớp. Em là gì đây? Bây giờ mấy em đang có cái lớp này phải không? Tất cả mấy em đều đang có cái lớp này. Rồi ok. Yes. Rồi được rồi. Rồi em cứ để yên nó đi, em để yên nó đi. Ê, đừng có tắt. Em cứ để yên nó đi, em đừng có tắt. Em mở lên share với bạn, có phải là mấy em đang thấy không? Rồi bây giờ đợi cô nha. Từ đợi cô. Tại vì 2 cái code nó midterm test. Ok, từ từ nha, chờ cô chút, cô sửa bên cô cài bên cô đã. The 13 and then we can have here 7 o'clock. Okay. Rồi, so we have this one. That's chờ chút nó lưu đã, nó sẽ hiện ở bên em. Ok, yes, nó có midterm test rồi đó, em refresh nó đi. Ok, đấy, nó là midterm test thấy chưa? Bây giờ bạn click vào trong cái midterm test của cô. Ok, yes, ở đây thì đó, bây giờ click midterm test thì nó sẽ có cái bài của cô đưa vô. Mấy em bạn chờ chút xíu đi để cô đưa thử một cái bài nha. Cô đưa thử một cái bài vào trong này, từ từ có bài mấy bạn làm cũng được. Ok, wait, don't close it, để cô choose file một cái. Yes, so yeah. So this one. Cô ví dụ nha. Ok, yes. Rồi bên này nó đã ra cái bài you have not made a submission. Em refresh nó lại giúp cô đi. Ok, rồi chúng ta có đó, chúng ta mở bài ra. Đấy, chúng ta mở cái bài đó ra, chúng ta mở ra. Đúng không? Yes, and then you just save it. Em mở ra em làm. Máy em chắc save rồi mới mở. Đấy, ok. Giả sử là test, tại cô chưa để cái midterm thôi, mở cho ra cho. Rồi bạn sẽ làm bài đó, sau khi bạn làm xong rồi phải không ạ? Thì bạn submit. Em Duyên em kéo xuống, kéo cái màn hình này em xuống. Đấy, add submission đi. Em add submission. Cái này cô xóa của em cho. Đấy, add submission. Bây giờ người ta biểu em là em nộp tập tin nào thì em kéo tập tin em thả vô đây. Thấy không? Thấy cái mũi tên nó ghi là kéo tập tin thả, còn nếu không chúng ta click vào trong cái chỗ này, mấy bạn click vào cái chỗ ở phía trên cái tập tin đó, ở phía trên cái tập tin đó, bạn click vào đó là bạn chọn phía trên đi em. Đã set nói. Rồi, bây giờ em chọn tệp. Rồi bây giờ em chọn cái tệp hồi nãy đi. Chọn đại cái tệp hồi nãy, paragraph hay gì đó đi. Đấy, ok. Open. No, xong rồi bây giờ tới đăng tải tệp. Nó đã hiện rồi không? Xong rồi, em đã có rồi. Ủa sao xóa đi? Nãy mới có tệp rồi mà. Đã set. Rồi, chọn đại một cái tệp nào đó để vô đi. Rồi, đăng tải. Ok. Rồi bạn mới lưu. Bạn lưu đi cho cô. Rồi bây giờ bên cô sẽ mở ra thì cô sẽ thấy là có một em đã nộp, có được không ạ? Đó, lần này có một em đã nộp. Đấy, thì với một em đã nộp, đó là bài của bạn đã nộp đi. Cái cách thức nộp bài mình là vậy, hiểu chưa nào? Đấy, bây giờ cô phải xóa cái này đi, cô phải xóa cái này đi để cho bạn Duyên bạn trở về cái trạng thái là bình thường. Đấy, nha. Rồi nói gì đó nói đi Minh Tâm.
Cô thí dụ mà mình nộp xong rồi mình muốn chỉnh sửa xong mình nộp lại
Không được em,
được.
nó lưu rồi, đó là chúng ta không có chỉnh sửa được, do đó là chúng ta làm kỹ rồi chúng ta mới nộp. Bài thi cũng vậy, chúng ta nộp nó chỉ cho cái quyền mình nộp một lần. đó, hiện nay nó đang là quyền mình nộp một lần, do đó bây giờ là bạn này đã nộp rồi thì bên này cô phải xóa cái mục này đi, ví dụ như cô xóa bên cô. Đấy, ví dụ như cô xóa cái bên này. Ok, so we have this one. So we can have here. Cô nó chỉnh sửa các cài đặt, cô xóa cái quyền này nha. Cô xóa thì bạn kia sẽ mất đi cái quyền ấy thôi. Vấn đề gì? Oh, where is that? Where is that? Where is that? Này. We can have this one here. Yes. Rồi, thì bây giờ bạn refresh lại bạn sẽ thấy mất cái này nè. Đấy, chưa, cô xóa bên này rồi. Như vậy thì bây giờ cô mở lại để cho tránh cái trường hợp mà nãy em Duyên vừa mới nộp cái bài, nộp rồi rút lại không được. Nộp lại không được. Bên này cô xóa cũng không được cho bạn luôn. Nó thì nó ghi nhận mà bạn lại không được cái quyền nộp nữa. Đó, thì cái cách làm lấy bài xuống mà nộp bài như thế thì cô mở, giờ cô sẽ mở giống vậy, cô đưa cái bài midterm lên, các bạn lấy xuống vào 17 giờ ngày 13 tây mấy bạn nộp bài cho cô. Do đó chúng ta làm bài và chúng ta kiểm tra cho kỹ, chậm nhất là 17 giờ ngày 13 tháng 11. Chứ chúng ta đừng có nộp sớm rồi chúng ta điều chỉnh thay đổi làm chi. Mà một khi mà chúng ta để trễ hơn cái giờ đó thì hệ thống nó sẽ ghi nhận. Ví dụ bên này nó đã ghi nhận là bạn này nộp trước 4 ngày. Đó, để là ok Xuân Du ra. Nhưng mà nếu như mà mấy bạn nộp trễ thì hệ thống ghi nhận nộp trễ mấy ngày gì đó thì chúng ta sẽ bị ghi nhận là nộp bài trễ. Ví dụ như đối với bài thi thì nó sẽ không cho phép chúng ta chấm bài trên các bài trễ, nó giống như mình nộp bài thi trễ vậy đó. Đó là midterm. Giờ thống nhất chúng ta sẽ nộp midterm vào ngày 13 tháng 11 lúc 17 giờ chiều, được chưa? Đó, còn cái cách mà em vô trong LMS em lấy là cái code mới của mình là để cô vô cái bài cái code mới. Ok, 20D11 as SISB 0006. ok, được chưa nào?